couple things. Like I said, she's not as unintelligent as she seems. She definitely studied well. When she did come up with the answers to the questions, she really tried to make the best of the answer. But more often than not, Governor Palin did not answer the questions that were posed to her. I think some of the time spent rolling her eyes again, you've got to have a poker face. You really do, especially if you're dealing with people overseas. You can't let them know that you're not comfortable with what they have to say or that you don't believe them. You really do have to have a poker face. I know Joe smiled a lot. Sometimes I thought was kind of inappropriate for what was being said, and it just looked like he was appeasing her by smiling. But the whole folksy thing is just, it's making me nuts. When you are speaking to the public, I think especially right now, you need not to sound like George Bush. You really shouldn't. Ending words with N instead of ING, hanging, that type of thing. To skip on answers to questions, especially in this time when people are really just so struggling to have answers to what's going on out there, I didn't think bode well for her. I think she stood up well, she memorized her talking points quite well, but unfortunately most of the talking points, when she came up with them, didn't have anything to do with the question that was asked of her. The one especially that I think bugged me the most was the Achilles heel question. Everybody has something that they find fault with themselves about and that they want to improve on. Everybody. I say too much when I'm talking to you guys. I try to control it, but I'm not getting paid for this, and I'm not trying to be president or vice president. Either way, I think that had she answered that honestly, and that her Achilles heel might be she's not as well versed in foreign affairs as she should be, and to admit to that and say, but my strength is with energy, I think that would have boded better for her. I really do. But I really would have preferred answers to the actual questions that were posed to her rather than just regurgitating, memorized lines. I'm glad that she took the time, even if they weren't the right answers and they didn't pertain to the questions, to be able to like I said, just basically regurgitate something that sounded sensical. So in that respect, I'm proud of her. I was touched by Joe getting choked up. I was a little upset when she didn't, at least not, give some kind of nod to the fact that he had such a great loss in his life. Regardless of what you think of his politics, he's lived through some pretty serious stuff. And I just think she should have given more of a nod to that. That's just me personally. Overall, I think she did a good job as far as looking the part and being able to speak without having to speak in sentences that circle around each other and cause you to sit there and go, what? What did she just say? I do believe in looking back because, again, I can't quote it verbatim, but you must know your history so you don't repeat it. And we definitely need to know what we've done wrong as a country in the last 8 to 10 years in order to never, ever, ever do that again. I think they could have done a better job, seriously, of attacking the other tickets' inconsistencies, their overall general opinion about how things are going right now, and their future outlook. Overall, the debate itself was kind of boring. My sister and I went out entirely too often to smoke cigarettes, not like, the Obama-McCain debate. We'll see the numbers tomorrow, and we'll fact check it tomorrow. And it'll be all over the news, fact checking. There were definitely some facts that were incorrect tonight. But anyway, I wasn't totally impressed. You know, I think they could have done a better job. I wish there were more than just one vice presidential debate. I'm just glad to see that she didn't come out looking like an absolute bobo. You know, I was accused of being jealous in my blogs of Sarah Palin. Believe me, I am not even close to jealous of her. First of all, I don't want that job. I don't care how much you want to give me. I don't want that job. Secondarily, she's not anything I would aspire to, because I feel like, regardless of my opinion on a particular matter, the opinion that matters most to the people that I'm representing. And, you know, in everything we do, majority should indeed rule, because that's the way it's supposed to be in a democracy. So that's really all I have to say right now. I'm sure once I really delve into it, I may have something else to say, but in the meanwhile, just like with the presidential debate, if you're a Democrat, you think Joe won. If you're a Republican, you think that Palin won. And somewhere in the middle is the truth. Personally, for me, substance, Biden, style, more to Palin, although, you know, again, I repeat, I just can't deal with the snotty comments. She shouldn't be snotty. But overall, like I said, you know, style points went to her, fact points went to Joe. But overall, I personally feel that Biden won, just because style isn't everything. You've really got to have a clue about what's going on, and you know, be able to shoot from the hip with answers and have a little bit of fact base. You know, I think she should try to read some more papers, or at least admit to the ones that she is reading, so that we know where she's coming from. Well, okay, so that's it for tonight. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, and good night.